Weddings and honeymoons. Normally, nothing is more memorable than these events that will last a lifetime. But every time we have an event like this, my mother-in-law is always there. Instead of asking her to refrain from attending, my husband is always trying to flatter her somehow. This time, I had a surprise for them in the name of revenge. My name is Amy, 29 years old. I have been married for almost 2 years to Theo, my husband, who is 3 years older than me. We started dating because we both worked at the same place. When he proposed, he said to me,
"I will always be there for you when you seek for help. So I want you to be by my side for the rest of my life."
Theo,
There is no doubt that we will need to face many difficulties in the future, but I know that we will be okay. Let's work together to live happily as husband and wife.
yes, I'll be looking forward to it. And so, Theo and I got married just like that, without incident. My colleagues congratulated me, and I regrettably retired from my job and became a housewife. Our new house was where Theo used to live alone. It's a decent size, enough for the two of us to live together. When we have children, maybe we should move to a bigger place. We were spending our time happily talking about such things. One day, as I was preparing dinner, the doorbell suddenly rang. I checked the peephole to see my mother-in-law there. I hurriedly opened the front door, and my mother-in-law opened her mouth, making it obvious that she was in a bad mood. "Amy, how long are you going to make me wait just for you to open the door? I'm tired already." "I'm sorry. I was preparing dinner." "You're going to make excuses like that. I suppose you were sleeping." No, I was really preparing dinner." "Just get on with it and serve me something to drink. You are a really inconsiderate little girl." "I'm sorry. I didn't realize it until we got married, that my husband's mother was a bully. While I was preparing dinner, my mother-in-law stood beside me and complained endlessly. "Oh, no. You put too much salt in there. That's overcooked. They don't have their shape anymore. You're not very good at cooking. It's so frustrating to watch." And if I said anything back, it came back tenfold. So I repeatedly said, "I'm sorry." All I could do was apologize. When my husband came home, I tried to ask him for help, but my mother-in-law, "Theo, I want to tell you something. Amy here is no good at housework at all."
"Oh, really?"
"Yes. She was taking a nap when I came over, and then she lied to me saying she was in the middle of making dinner. I even watched her make dinner today, but she was totally useless. She doesn't have the basics."
"Sorry about that, Mama. I will make sure to tell Amy about that myself."
"Oh, please do. I wouldn't feel comfortable trusting you with someone like Amy." My mother-in-law took one look at me and then gave me a triumphant look. Oh, this is who she really is. I can't believe this is the kind of person who has become my mother-in-law. But that's not the worst part. Ever since my mother-in-law's visit, my personal belongings have been disappearing one by one. The other day, my earring, and the next day, a necklace. I don't want to doubt her, but a few hours later, when my mother-in-law left, my husband said coldly,
"Hey, why are you upsetting Mama?"
"Wait a minute, Theo. What your mother said earlier was a misunderstanding."
"Misunderstanding?"
"When your mother came over, I was really preparing dinner, and I cooked the food just like I always serve you."
"I don't give a shit about that. It's the fact that you offended her."
"So you're saying I'm wrong?"
What else is there to say? It's your fault because you don't have the housework skills that she requires. She's doing this for your own good.
It's not like we are living with your mother. We can do things at our own pace.
Aren't you ashamed of yourself? It's normal for a wife to try to get her mother-in-law's approval.
Besides, ever since your mother started coming over, my stuff is frequently going missing.
You're not saying she stole them, are you?
I didn't say that.
It's disgusting to see you accuse my mother of stealing.
I have no proof, though.
Don't make excuses. I will pretend I didn't hear that. Anyway, if you ever upset my mother again, I won't forgive you.
With that blunt statement, my husband stormed out, slamming the door behind him. I was left alone, and my head hurt from the unimaginable scene that had took place. Why? Why do I have to be the one to blame? I do all the housework. It's true that my personal belongings are missing. When he proposed to me, he surely said that he will always be there for me when I seek for help. That's why I thought my husband would be on my side. But I never thought he would side with my mother-in-law so much. And let me tell you, my mother-in-law's housework skills are not that great. Her cooking is particularly bad, to say the least. My husband's tongue must have been numbed by the fact that he has been accustomed to eating his mother's food since he was a child.
Mama's cooking is always good, eh?
I used to think he was insane every time he said this to me. Apparently, my mother-in-law's wife bullying was contagious, and recently, even my husband has started to complain about me.
Amy, I've always thought that how you season the food is no good.
But you never said that before.
Don't you remember what Mama said the other day? That your seasoning is too strong. You should use the original flavor of the ingredients like my mother does.
No, your mother is the one spoiling the flavor of the ingredients. I want to tell him that, but I was too shocked to say anything back. My mother-in-law divorced her husband when Theo was very young and raised him by herself. Maybe that's why she's so obsessed with her son. Even before we were married, I could feel her passion for Theo, but it seems that my mother-in-law's love for her son was much greater than I had expected. I guess to her, I'm the hateful wife who took her son away from her. Even after that, the insidious harassment did not stop. She would go out to dinner with my husband, knowing that I was preparing dinner. She went shopping with my husband without me, as if to show off. To top it all off, she would call me unfit wife, not good enough for Theo, and a trashy wife, and so on. When she showed up at our honeymoon destination, I was beyond disgust and just scared. She followed us into the hotel room. She would stand by her son's side and bring his food to his mouth. She slept in between the two of us. If anything, she would yell, "You're my son's wife. You should be carrying my stuff," and would take Theo's arm and walk away as quickly as possible. Thanks to her, our honeymoon became a hellish memory. Even now, I could feel my blood boil just recalling the trip. And yet, my husband said to me,
"No offense. We're a family, so it's okay, isn't it?"
He sided with his mother again and treated me as if I was invisible. Thus, I have had a nightmare like a year and a half. But one day I wondered, would I be happy if I stayed married to my husband like this? I had reached the end of my patience and decided to talk to my best friend from school, Maggie. "Maggie, I'm not sure I can continue with our marriage." "What's wrong? You seemed so happy when you got married." "I know, but I thought things were going well since you hadn't contacted me. It's not going so well?" As a matter of fact, I held back the tears that were welling up in my eyes and told Maggie the whole story. That my mother-in-law had been bullying me, that she even followed us on our honeymoon, and that my husband, most importantly, would not help me at all. When I finished, Maggie's face was red and she was furious. I can't believe it! How can you be a husband and not protect your wife? I'm a housewife and I'm worried about what will happen after the divorce. You can worry about that later. If you don't have anywhere to go, you can come to my house. You don't have to worry about it. You're going to lose your mind if you continue living like that. But, no buts. If you don't do this, you're gonna regret it. Amy, you're my friend, and I don't want you to get hurt. You should definitely get a divorce. Maggie encouraged me to do it, and I decided to take revenge. And I decided to do it on our second anniversary. I was confident that my mother-in-law would bully me in some way on that day. Even on our first anniversary, my mother-in-law intentionally took my husband out for dinner along with her. I was sure she would try something again on our second anniversary. I would try to get revenge at the same time she takes my husband away from me. My heart was burning with the desire for revenge against my husband and mother-in-law. A few weeks later, on the day of our wedding anniversary, my mother-in-law invited my husband out to lunch as expected.
Sorry, I'll be home by night. You'd better cook something by then.
I called out to my husband just in case. Hey, are you sure you want to go? It's our anniversary today.
I told you, I'd be home by night. My promise to Mama is more important. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my habit again. Anyway, that's the way it is, so do some housework in the meantime. Then we'll celebrate our anniversary as you want.
Okay, I will do that. Too bad you're staying at home, my mother-in-law said to me sarcastically and walked out arm in arm with my husband. Celebrate our anniversary as you want? Who the hell do you think you are? You have no idea what's in store for you, do you? This is our last wedding anniversary, so I will make it the best one yet. Unaware that I was secretly plotting my revenge, my mother-in-law keeps sending me photos of her and my husband's meal and shopping. Of course, since today is the last time I'm going to see her, I politely replied to her, I'm glad you are enjoying yourself. It's wonderful to have a good relationship between mother and child, isn't it? Theo is so lucky to have a mother like you. When I replied to her, she sent back a message with a happy mood. You must be celebrating your wedding anniversary alone right now. I'm having the best lunch with Theo. I'm sorry I stole your precious husband from you. Whatever. Meanwhile, I'm decorating the room and cooking them the last meal. I could have made them a very bad dish that would have ruined the taste of the ingredients like my mother-in-law did. But I didn't want to fall to the same level, so I made them a normal dish. I made a well-timed phone call to my mother-in-law, who was probably in the best of moods. Hello? Oh, it's Amy. Did you see the picture I just sent you? Yeah, you do look like you're having fun. I know, right? I'm sorry you had to miss out. It's fine. It's our anniversary, so I went all out and made dinner. Why don't you join us? Yes, I'm in a good mood, so I guess I will have some too. I'd love that. I will be waiting for you later. My mother-in-law readily accepted my invitation. Well, I guess she's planning to make fun of my cooking again in front of my husband. But that would do no damage to me now. I made the final preparations for their return. I wrote, Happy Wedding Anniversary and Divorce Anniversary on a big piece of construction paper and stuck it on the wall. I put the completed divorce papers on my husband's table. At my mother-in-law's table, I put a piece of paper with a note saying, "Please pay for the damage," and a picture of her stealing my stuff. Now I'm all set. Yes, indeed. My mother-in-law was stealing my personal belongings while bullying me. But without proof, my husband would not believe me. So I installed a small surveillance camera in my room and took pictures of my mother-in-law when she came to the house. Sure enough, there was a perfect shot of my mother-in-law stealing my personal belongings. When I had finished setting everything up, I packed my bags and left the house. I wonder what they will look like when they see the decorations. It was a great joy to imagine it and chuckle about it. A few hours later, I get a wave of incoming calls from my husband and mother-in-law. As soon as I answer the phone, my mother-in-law starts yelling at me in a screeching voice. "Hey, Amy! What the hell is this?" "What is this? You mean the picture of you stealing my things?" "What do you think you are doing?" "Oh, don't even think about throwing the pictures away. I will forgive you if you pay for them. But if you don't, I will submit them to the police as evidence." "The police? You are kidding. Don't even think about it." "I don't say this kind of things in jest. Please think carefully before you respond." "You little nasty." Then, my husband must have taken my mother-in-law's phone. This time, my husband's angry voice rang out.
Hey, what's this? What do you mean?
"Oh, did you see it? Happy anniversary! It's my present to you."
Don't play dumb with me. I'm not gonna let you divorce me.
"Don't you think it's useless?"
What?
I told my bewildered husband in no uncertain terms. A husband that only listened to his mama and doesn't even celebrate his anniversary properly. He doesn't even listen to his wife and just pushes her around. That kind of trash husband is useless, isn't he?
No way. That's why I came home like this. I wanted to celebrate our anniversary in my own way.
Celebrate? Don't make me laugh. There is nothing to celebrate with trash like you.
What?
I'm never going back to that house again. And I'm not going to have anything to do with you ever again. You can stay with your precious mama all you want now. You and your thief mama will be happy to eat that disgusting food, you scrub. I spat out at the phone and hung up with that. After that, my divorce from my husband was finalized. He didn't agree to divorce at first, but with the help of my parents, I managed to convince him to leave me and file the divorce papers. I still receive Romeo messages from my husband.
I'm really sorry. I realized how much you meant to me. I don't need mama anymore. All I care about is you, Amy. Please come back to me. I will put you before mama, I promise.
There's no way I would go back to somebody who called his own mother mama. It's just weird and disgusting. So I blocked him as soon as I could. He and I used to work at the same place, so my divorce was all over the company. I heard he calls his mother mama. Ew, that's disgusting. Mama with that face? Gross. I can stand mama's boys. He's on the verge of resigning at any moment, unable to bear the cold shoulder from his colleagues. My mother-in-law would not pay for the personal belongings he stole, so I submitted the series of evidence to the police. When the police came to their house, my mother-in-law's misdeeds became known, and in no time at all, the whole neighborhood was talking about it. I heard that she was stealing her son's wife's personal belongings. I knew it. I've seen her and her son bullying his wife. His face was oozing with evil. Let's not go near that house anymore. I heard that my mother-in-law had depression and became a recluse, unable to go out. She really got what she deserved. All I can say now is, in your face. I, on the other hand, I'm divorced and back at my parents looking for a job. I have been a housewife for a long time, so it's not easy to find a job. But I'm sure my past work experience will come in handy. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a drink with my friend Maggie. My divorce from my husband has left me with a record of divorce, but I'm not afraid to start anew. I'm going to live a better life while thanking my family and friends who really care about me.